Jumapili ngiya umwanchi umurigere bwegetaseni kya Ndizi TV na bwo bwansu bwo musingo gena litkorea ondigendrete ko bari toero kigima nanene no gendrete kwegokya asokubwatia emeroberi onsi litkorea rero ekero chire chitarike 24 cyumutienyi o gatatu omwaka no w'ibibere na 2024 na manga gendrete okorekana imense ya Kenya abuna butambe abarayi kurwa serikali bagendrete gwikirana semesangirekano ao yamasabo awasumura iwense Dr. William Samuel Ruto amona abarayi bande baikirana ase kanisa ya ACK Emmanuel Parish Bahati asebunge ya Makadara imeye county ya Nairobi na sensemo yaye omokonyi b'umurai wense Rigathi Gachagua amona barai bande nigo bare asensemo ya Kigumo imeye county ya Murang'a asenchira ya moyo gosanga nabegenwa ase ogosasima litkeriga ya Jumapili cyaragira CHINSA ISANO na IBERE cyabana baso kinga kingo kwarigana SMS AMAYIA eriongo manyebuna naraya na kwariganire asenchira ereyo wenge asensemo ya Facebook endra gatonyaro wetera Ndizi TV News Digital asensemo ya YouTube Ndizi TV News na boigo ase website ito na boko ya somo wetera www.ndizitv.net eriyo togendre gusanga sobwamo. Mwanchi umurigere banongo kwarigania centre ya bene riatriane Everlyne Osero nurio koineki achibicha nerio gicha wekera centre ya bene nigakuru kwa Abigael Nyanchama ngukwarana tuchake AMAYIA ye CHINSA ISANO na IBERE abasomo konyi bomurai wense Rigathi Gachagua abeire amo nabarai bande babete bagwikirana ase skuru y'abamura ye secondary ya Abothugushi eyo gotoka imeya Imenti Central county ya Meru ase umuyega bwongo sangireria eriyo gosira gendro ase eskuru yogo kwana chinga kecho Gachagua ningabete kago kwanera imerubiri au ye serikali ya Kenya kwanza insebura ibwa yo muraibense Dr. William Samuel Ruto amonere asogosira imerubiri ya magendro imeyense ya Kenya anene ningabete kago kwanera ensemo yoburimi obulimi bwekawa na boigo amabere asaine kreatia bamenyibe county ya Meru imerubiri mekeranu yogosira obulimi bwekawa na korwa egekuro gochase baria bonsi barengete goturubania uburemi ubu ane naso kubeka mangana yobo kurumi natamno ndebwese orachiye ko imukeri konyorekana nigara imukeriwe egetambukero asatete na abalemi nigo bagochego konya kamono korwase uburemi ubu nyana bonigo boigo abetega gukwanerego yo komentwa kwa borokia ase chiskuru yondo nyana bokyaro kanire ko ba umuchando ase kana tebe serikali yabere komenta balimu umurobere barachikogenderera namono kubwatuka chibesa asoko nekia ibirengo byekiseme byabere bigokinwa ase chiskuru au
Mambo ya kahawa tumesukuma vizuri sana. Najua hii kazi rais alinipea ilikuwa kazi ngumu kwa sababu ya wale ambaye walikuwa wananyonya wakulima. Wale mabroka wako katikati ya mkulima na mkunywaji kahawa. Tumeenda tukiwaondoa wakitupiga mateke, wakituhangaisha, lakini tunafaulu. Tumeanza kupata soko direct, bei imeanza kupanda ya kahawa. Mambo ya Cherry Fund tumepeana 4 billion, wakulima wameanza kupata, na hivi karibuni mambo ya madeni ile muko nayo ya kahawa tunashughulikia na tutakuwa tukisema jambo within a short time. Mambo ya majani chai pia tumefaulu kwa kiwango kubwa. Ile bonus tumepeana mwaka jana ndio ya hali ya juu sana tangu tuanze kulima majani chai katika Kenya hii. Na mwaka huu hata bonus itakuwa juu zaidi. Mambo ya maziwa pia kwa kiasi kubwa tumefaulu. Hii society yetu ya Meru inalipa shilingi 53 na inalipa wewe kabla ya tarehe 5. Na tunataka kusema asante kwa hiyo society yetu. Na tunataka hii maziwa tusukume mpaka ifike shilingi 60. Na hiyo kazi inaendelea. Mambo ya masomo tumeandika walimu 53,000. Ndio kila shule ipate nafasi ya kupata walimu ya kutosha. Mwalimu mkuu ameniambia hapa muko na shida ya walimu ya kutosha. Wengine wameandikwa na wazazi. Na tumekubaliana vile serikali itasaidia ndio tuweze kuondolea hao wazazi hiyo mzigo, turudishe hiyo mzigo kwa serikali.
Omanene bwaba waziri mese ya Kenya Musalia Mudavadi nigo aenekeire abakenya okwerwa serikali ya Kenya kwanza ase ugusira emirubiro yobokoreri ase serikali Chief County ekira konya sokoreta magendro ime yense ya Kenya ukwana chinga kikiranita ase umuyega bwa matanga ase chinsemo cha Vukoli sabatia ime ye county ya Vihiga. Mudavadi nigatebete na chi serikali Chief County na kiokirege tamukirekia yokoenekia buna ense ya Kenya nebeke waka egetambukero asensemo ya magendro asateremna eserikali nigo yerwete asogosira emirubiro ya magendro anene aseo kubwatoka ebitoki bisainde gocha serikali Chief County.
I want to assure him that we are fully committed to devolution. That is the jewel in the constitutional crown of 2010, which Amos Wako steered so well. Devolution is the most innovative, the most pragmatic aspect of that constitution, and we shall defend it. There may be teething problems from time to time, but I want to assure you that we are not going to deviate from the principles and the constitutional provisions of devolution. In fact, the Kenya Kwanza government has been very, very supportive. If the Senate was to follow carefully and the governors were to speak, and they have spoken to this, a lot of the arrears of resources that were pending for years that were due to the county governments, the Kenya Kwanza government was able to make good and pass over the resources, financial resources, required to implement devolution programs. And we are not going to stop. We shall continue.
Tinga kiecho Mudavadi boigo nigabetega kwegerera obochori bwekirugo ky'obunyakirugo ase kyombe kyobomo bwe chinse chia Africa asabiriga kumochia egati yabarayi bage siasa abo bagokwana chingwana chitabwenereti na kobagania kworokia amaskani kurengana nere okobwatera nangoganeirie ase kirenga kyogo cyakoreta obwa mateborobya ase chinse chia Africa nabayigo gokonya ase ogokora emechando iyo chinse chia Africa chigenderete wetera nigabetega kwegerera oko egetamkiro kyayo muraibe kyama kya ODM Raila Amolo Odinga kyogo cyakorigia ekiro ekyo notabona eserikali yense ya Kenya nigo ya mwitaberanire Raila yekogera nere barorire oisaine ase ekiro ekyo nabona nigaboriria barayi kwendekya bunanko babare abatoereru kolende ko irachinga kyabo na kumusira Raila elio ko iralibaga ase ekiro ekyo.
In honor of Chakava and all the other people that are here, please let us take this issue of the African Union chairmanship more seriously than we are taking it. It is in our national interest. That is my plea to you, and I hope what I have said will resonate with all reasonable men and women of this country so that we can focus and get our act together. Communication has brought in different things nowadays. What we are speaking here, maybe somebody in Morocco is already listening. What we are saying here, maybe our neighbor in West Africa is at it, and another one in South Africa is. So be careful, because what you say may undermine our national interest. Pana ropoka tu, kila pahali, as if it's a village agenda.
Nabarayibande abo bakiranite ase umuyobozi wa matanga gati yabo mukonyi b'umugavana bwe county ya Kisumu omubunke oyimaya omboko milemba nigo babeire bakuru kuborewo cha serikali kwenekya bunango tegererere ekerero ky'abanyagatari nabo igoko bakiranira amagani yabo eri ko batinga kinyororo cyo gwikirania obokorera borobya bubwene go cyase aba 90 bonsi korengana na omboko nigabete gago kwanera igoro ya okomentu agose igoro emerobere y'amasomo ase chiskuru asabete wakire serikali ngambia mono asege tamukire kiyayo kubwatuka chibesa gutia se chiskuru na mono ko wakire serikali mbia asege tamukire gyo kubamenta abarokia asibona aruro kuboria gutia se serikali kwene kyabuna abarokia babere bagukiniwa ebirogo nigoboiro aganirie okorie kwa banyagetari anene abubare abuna chintan.
Please listen to the doctors, the young doctors of our beloved country, Kenya. We know that health is devolved, but the training component remains with the national government. The government gets to, license the medical schools. They also get to admit the students and to pay, for their training. Really, we should have thought about their internship because that marks the end of their training. Without internship, they cannot be licensed to practice. Now, when we allow them to go for internship, they can then be licensed, and these guys can work anywhere in the world. And the private sector, I think, is also really waiting to receive them.
When you talked to the teachers last year, you promised that all the teachers who were interns, and there are 26,000, would be employed on permanent and pensionable position by the end of this financial year. I want to thank you because I've seen in the budget that money is there. So those teachers will now be fully employed as permanent and pensionable. But there's an area which, Prime Cabinet Secretary, you need to push this to the President for us. The promotion of teachers. The promotion of teachers was not done well. And therefore, we need more money for promotion of teachers. As for the doctor strike, sit down with the doctors. I'm also a veteran trade unionist. Invite other people, and I'm asking the doctors to still negotiate because in the union, the only survival tactic is the tripartite, and the tripartite is negotiation between the employer and yourself.
Kwa na chinga kiecho ni gaboigo mugavana wa county ya Vihiga Wilba Otich labeta kwenekia uko bwaterana amo nabaraibonsi kurwase county ya Vihiga ase oguikera amagendero asage abetega kugania omukia bwa magendero ase county yo nigatere buna sensemo yae na tikogendera gosira serikali ya Kenya kwanza insuburaiwa Dr. William Samoei Ruto na iliyo kwenekia buna emerobero ya magendero imense ya Kenya yabeire kegusirwa.
As a county, we are quite unique. We are working together as leaders. We are working together, and I've had a chance to convene meetings with all the leadership in this county. And we have agreed as a county that we focus on development. Politics is over. Politics was over in 2022, and now it's time to focus on development. Personally, myself, I have agreed that I will support the government of the day. And therefore, we are working very closely with the government of Kenya Kwanza so that we can be able to realize their manifesto and also the manifesto which we had as AMAYIA, which more or less are the same. I also want to report here that we are working very closely with the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and he has my full support, and I will support him so that on this, in the county, he's able to be on the ground.
Omubunge bwebunge ya Kiharu Ndindi Nyoro nigo ateruna ababunge mbagenderete ko bwaterana n'umurayiwense Dr. William Samoei Ruto ase okogorora uchumi imeyense ya Kenya. Nyoro nigaberega kwegirira obukoreri bwa Ruto na otebabuna abachumbe nigo baenekire gocha kwenekia obubagi bwechibesa ase chi serikali che county ya Central Ibwenete usobagi bwechibesa ase mirobere au wetera budget aniga yakwa nitechinga kichoko bwato kwa wechi basari na bogo chakiwa kumrobero boba wechi pesa ase bunke ya wundaji imeye county ya Taita Taveta nigo boigo ganetie gati ya magendro abetega kwenekia egati ya magendro asbarachi kubwaterana nabarayi kurwase county ya Taita Taveta asoko enekia buna abananchi kurwase nseme yo babiri bago konyeka sensemo ya magendro.
Tunasaidiana sana na rais wetu kwa mambo ya kupanga uchumi wa Kenya. Na wacha niwaeleze kabisa kama wadosi wetu wananchi wa Kenya. president wetu ameng'ang'ana sana. Na ni vizuri niwaeleze mwaka ambayo imeisha, na tuko kamati moja na Mwashako wanajua, Kenya ilikuwa kwa kasi. Kwa sababu kwa GDP ya Kenya ama uchumi, tulikuwa kwa 5.5 to 5.6% year 2023. Na katika ulimwengu ile taarifa inatolewa, Kenya was the 29th fastest growing economy in the world. Lakini pia kuna mambo mengine tunaangalia kwa kiuchumi. Ya pili ni bei ya bidhaa ambayo tunaita inflation. Inflation imeshuka, karibu ilikuwa inaenda ile tunaita double digit, karibu ifike 10%. Sasa iko katika 6.3%. Lakini hiyo sitaki kudwell sana. Nataka niseme rais alitueleza hivi. Hataki uchumi wa Kenya itangazwe kwa magazeti. Anataka tufanye mwafaka na policies na allocation mzuri ya pesa, ndio uchumi wa Kenya haisomwi kwa gazeti, Mkenya anaisoma kwa mfuko yake kwa fedha. Na ndio akatuambia katika allocation ya pesa ya umma tunaweka kwenye wananchi wa Kenya wako wakiwa wengi. Na wananchi wa Kenya wengi, familia mingi ziko na watoto katika shule. Hiyo ni gao ya kuweka wananchi wote sawa. Na hiyo ndio tumeweka fedha ya juu zaidi. Education sector ndio tunaweka 27% of the entire national government spending in the Republic.
Omurai wense Dr. William Samoei Ruto amuna baraibande niko bagenderete n'umusangirekano bw'amasabo ase kanisa ya ACK Emmanuel Bahati yotoka sebunge ya Makadara Imeje County ya Nairobi ukwana chinga kichamarande nigo omo bishop wechinsemecho abakagatebuna amangana yobokurumi aichoire Imejense ya Kenya asaterebuna abantu abange nigo bakwebisa ase obo Kristo akorende bakora kolende karobaresko bakora magana atabwenereti chinga kechi nigo boigo agania abana inchi bonsi gosabera barayi nakoba amaskani karengete baria ba kumukwana bo murai wense Dr. William Samoei Ruto ase okumurukas zakayo askere korengana nera terebuna ense ya Kenya muchande bwato munene no muchando bwobokurumi natario komenta kwebango.
Angalieni level ya corruption in this country. We are usually put in the radar ya corruption. Kuna Muislamu Sheikh juzi aliandika, niliona kwa mtandao na wengine mliona, akituchallenge sisi wa Kristo kwa jinsi tunavyoishi. Tunaishi kama watu ambao sio wa Kristo. Ninavaa kola kama mchungaji, lakini mambo ambayo ninafanya ni tofauti. Mzee wa kama anavaa uniform ya kama. Mama wa Mothers Union anavaa uniform ya Mothers Union. Angalia uasherati, angalia ulevi, angalia mambo ya aina hiyo. Tumeomba tutakapokuwa tukiingia kwa kanisa hili na kuomba, Mungu atusikie. Kama kuna wakati tunahitaji kumuomba Mungu atusikie. The Bible warns us kumtukana, kutomheshimu kiongozi wa nchi. You should know that. Kazi yetu ni kumuombea na kuombea serikali. Kenya's problem is not taxation. Shida ya Kenya si kulipa kodi. Kenya's problem.
Aya mnaenda mango mwancho muligere ritomirana nde chikoraga CHINSA 10 eriongo manya senchera ere yo wenge mbia munasiba limonsi mogendrete gotorigereria bali mogenda totobwate CHINSA moche mtandao gati abo Facebook nindoche engera yeri tongo jare doru kura CHINSA mochi alo wakare ni memocho Nairobi Lydia Mose korwa ese kenyorokia enkinda iteba oteba noare me Adolphine Mora wasiri mkuu kura CHINSA mochi adoa Katari gati abanda banki bali mogenda togotorigereria tokobakira ngambia mono inyora semero videos ya Ndizi TV nabako endera gotonyora sensemo ya Facebook wetera Ndizi TV News Digital asensemo ya YouTube otonyora wetera Ndizi TV News asomutandao usase website yetu nabako otonyora wetera www.ndizitv.net eri togendere gusanga asobwa miritria ne Everlyne Osero Abigael Nyanchama lero ne kiachipicha niriogi chawe kera century ya bene twaro bulgari burobi yatumira ne chikoraga CHINSA 10.
Gusii TV.